I don't understand when, like you said, man, there are people that there were so many shows on last weekend, bro, from Friday SmackDown all the way through Raw. And you and I both know there are people that watched all of it.
Yep.
And I would just love to have and ask the questions that you just asked, because Chris, I can't understand it.
So a lot of times when you have those wrestling fans who love the product and is willing to watch, do you think that they get fatigued after watching for so long?
Bro, you have to. I mean, you have. Chris, I told you, man, watching WrestleMania in back-to-back nights like that, man, I felt like I was in a prize fight. I felt punch drunk. I really did. I was looking last week. I didn't watch any of it. But the amount of wrestling there was last weekend, Chris, I don't know how one person could watch all that.
Yeah. For the people who watch it all, what's your message to them, Vince?
Get a life, man. Get a life. Chris, I always say this, and I think you would agree with this. When you're putting too much emphasis on something that doesn't matter, then you're probably not paying attention to the things that do. It's that simple. I say it all the time. If you are watching hour upon hour upon hour of meaningless wrestling, you're probably not paying attention to the things you should be paying attention to.
Yeah. Or you're in a state of life where wrestling is your only outlet or escape, and it's like you haven't really chosen many other productive things in life than to, watch wrestling and then to just be continued to be a Pavlovian, experiment, to all these different bookers and shows and hours of content. It becomes addictive, man. It really does, man. And the very fact that a lot of these people, they really don't have much, outside of this, and they just kind of live on the socials and live, watching all this, man. It's like, man, I would love to talk to a lot of these people. I'm like, man, what is it about 9 hours of wrestling that intrigues you so much in your week, in 1 week? You know what I mean? Like, what is it about so much wrestling in 1 week that you can't get enough of? You know what I mean? And so
I told you, Chris, I've always wanted to do that doc, and not to make fun of these people. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I honestly, truly do not understand it. Chris, I swear to God, I worked with a couple of people, here in Colorado that literally, bro, more than one. I mean, there were really two people that I work with, bro. They transitioned from men to women. Mm-hmm. And bro, I can't comprehend that. Like, I don't understand that process. Chris, I sat down with them for hours. And I asked them every question in the book to really try to understand the thought process. I would love to do that with these people. I'm not talking about making fun of them or ragging on them, because I don't understand when, like you said, man, there are people that there were so many shows on last weekend, bro, from Friday SmackDown all the way through Raw. And you and I both know there are people that watched all of it.
Yep.
And I would just love to have and ask the questions that you just asked, because Chris, I can't understand it. I mean, bro, I know me with baseball. I watch a lot of baseball, but I get to the point of, okay, I need a break from baseball. I need to not watch for a couple of days, whatever. I always get to that point. These people never seem to get to that point, which amazes me.
Yeah. I think about the same with Ohio State football. I mean, I can't think, and I love Ohio State football. I can't imagine watching Ohio State football in a 2 or 3 day span for 8-9 hours. I mean, like, as far as just, there's one game that's 3.5 hours. Let me take that. Let me digest that. Give me some room to breathe. and then next week. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's basically
absolutely, man. Yeah. Yes, it's called a balance.
Yes, absolutely.
These fans and fanatics don't seem to have that balance. Like, enough is never enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could keep expanding it, and they would find the time to watch it. And I don't get it, bro. I don't understand.
Well, WWE's cashing in on that with
absolutely.
With all these new pods that are coming out. I mean, like, Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank are on the same day. So you're having literally 2 WWE affiliated events in one day, virtually back to back. So you got one from about 3, that's probably going to last about 3 hours. And then you have Money in the Bank. Like, okay, go from arena to arena, get your seat, and an hour later, boom, there's Money in the Bank. And so basically with a short break in the middle, that's about 7 hours of television, of pro wrestling in one swoop, in one cluster. And it's just like, I can't imagine that type of marathon type of day, but people get excited about it, man.
And Chris, and we're not even talking about, okay, and then I'm going to watch the Stephanie, or at least listen to the Stephanie McMahon podcast.
Yep.
And then I'm going to switch over to the Cody Rhodes pod. Like, whoa, like.
Yeah, it's insane, but WWE sees it. Pro wrestling fans see it, man. Do you think the oversaturation is actually and kind of feeding them that drug of choice, so to speak? Do you think that it's hurting the business because they're kind of injecting that or kind of giving them that too much? Or you think that they'll fatigue out, or you think wrestling fans will keep going as much as you feed them?
Chris, you just hit the nail on the head, I think. What do drug addicts eventually do? They OD.
Yeah.
At some point, you've got to OD on this. Bro, it's like, somebody eating all the time.
Yeah.
At some point, you're going to have physical issues. Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know, Chris. I mean, is too much of anything a good thing? I don't know.
Generally, when someone's like, when it comes to like ethereal and metaphysical stuff, as far as like faith is concerned, relying on God and things like that, that's a good thing. Just because it doesn't require, so much just over injection. It's more of a faith thing, and it's just a walk. But at the same time, when it comes to material things and pleasures, overindulgence is absolutely, it's absolutely, it can become very dangerous. And like as a shoot, like, when I say addictive, I'm completely like, I'm shooting here. Like, from a psychological standpoint, the overconsumption of it can be very addictive, because then you start relying on wrestling to deal with marriage issues. Then you start relying on wrestling to deal with parenting issues. Then you start relying on wrestling to deal with work issues. And so you keep going back to that wrestling high, that wrestling snort, basically, to get away and escape from life's issues. And then when that happens, then they start to become very unhealthy toward real stuff like marriage and family and work and things like that. So it's got to pay attention to that, man. So this guy right here, Vince Russo. I am Dr. Chris. This is Writing with Russo. Have a good night, buddy. Oh, nice. So long.